Sci-Fi-Vision. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. Loving the series. Only seen four of them so far, so I don't know who the killer is, but enjoying it so far.
Good.
So to start out, why don't each of you talk about what it was about the character that made you have to be a part of it? We'll just go Eric, then Lydia.
Uh, I love they all have a lot of mystery to them. They all, for some reason, don't want to share a lot, except for Zach, and one wonders why he wants to share so much. But I like that Kevin clearly has some stuff he doesn't want to go into, and I like playing characters that have secrets.
Lydia?
Yeah, I similarly with Sonia, and there's a complexity to her, even just right from the start, which I appreciated. She's yeah, she keeps her cards close to her chest, and also, I do have a sort of a little other like eye that I'm reading, female characters through, and I liked that she was a little more complex than sort of making up the female quota on in a group, which is, dare I say, sometimes the gig.
Talk about how important trust is for your characters because nobody trusts anybody in the show pretty much. So talk about sort of playing that. Let's go again, Eric, then Lydia.
Yeah, I'm fascinated because I think for myself, if I was in the same situation, I'd probably immediately go right to trust. I'd just go, look, let's trust each other. We gotta help each other. But that's not great television necessarily. So I like the notion that Anthony wrote characters that nobody trusted anybody right away. It just makes for good drama. But I was fascinated about why, particularly me and Zach. Like why does Kevin have such a Zach thing? And of course, I have a thing with the couple, the Southern couple, and it's just I think the trust part of it, the fact that it's lacking from the beginning, is key to the whole show.
It's a nice way to map also your journey from episode to episode and portioning out your trust and then like moving it about and yeah.
That's good.
Did you guys know, or I guess want to know from the beginning without saying who it is or anything, who the killer is, and how long, if and when you're in the whole show? I don't know since I haven't seen the end, but did you know ahead of time or did you wait to find out?
That's
I knew ahead of time, just ahead of time, like the week before we started shooting. I, like you, actually, I'd read episodes 1 to 4 until I got to Gran Canaria and then read the final two before we started rolling, which was very helpful, I found, and just, entertaining to find out. How about you, Eric?
What about you,
yeah.
Eric?
No, I just think it's important to shape what you're doing. You kind of need to know the whole story.
Right, what was your prep like for this, Eric? Obviously, you had medical knowledge your character does. What did you do for this to prepare?
I worked in a hospital for 6. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't at all. I didn't do I didn't do anything. I um this is one of those things where it's like, first of all, there's a great moment at the end of the first episode where we realize that even some of the medical things Kevin's doing, he's never done before. That there's a reason that he doesn't practice anymore, and I love that. So I kind of let his fear almost be my fear. That there's so I didn't do a tremendous amount of medical stuff, um, but I did fly on a plane to get to Gran Canaria. So.
Well, that's something. What about you, Lydia?
Very conscientious, Eric, about the medical stuff. You really did, and yeah, yeah. There's a lot
What
of
about
pronunciation. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, what about you, Lydia? What was your prep like?
uh,
Obviously not medical, but
yeah, it is like you, Eric, was saying about reading the whole series as one, because then you get this, gorgeous sense of the arc, and that was really inspiring. I love the kind of, the little mosaic that you're designing because you shoot out of sequence. So I guess my prep was mostly kind of like understanding that arc and finding something kind of something fun to play, beyond the moment to moment in terms of her sort of like character journey.
fair. Is there anything you guys found challenging in this project? Just overall?
Mm. Eric.
I being filthy all the time, I'm not good at that. We're constantly covered in mud. I think the most challenging thing to Lydia's last point is just you're constantly mapping. it's not, this is not one of those shows where you can just as an actor go, I'm just going to play my truth all the time. Because your job is actually to disguise your truth sometimes, to be part of a group of people whose job it is to fool the audience, to surprise the audience, and to mislead them. And that takes conscious effort, it takes discussion, and it takes an ensemble to agree that while you may think my character wouldn't do this at this moment, it's like, no, your job is to do that at that moment because we need to get to the end and surprise everybody.
Well, thank you so much, both of you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I want the last 2 episodes. I want to know who the killer is. All right, guys.
Have
Thanks
to
so much.
wait. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jen.
have to wait. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah.